All right, hey everybody, how you guys doing out there tonight? It is 3:30 a.m. here Pacific Coast time. How are we all doing out there? So, a couple hours I put up this warning right here, and I said, "Hey, watch out! Watch out! The big bad boogeyman is coming. The double top boogeyman is coming." And sure enough, big bad boogeyman is trying to get us here. So we're trying to hold on to this. This wedge line right here. Okay. So listen, I mean, I can't even go over how perfectly this was drawn out. We've tested. I might even have to adjust this wedge line maybe just a little. It might not be exactly on, but listen, we came down and tested right there. I mean, literally right down at the 440. Looks like we hit, what did we hit right there? I'm sorry, I said 4040. 4036 was our low so far. So we hit 4036, we bounced off. All right. Now we are getting a bearish turn. We got all the way up. We broke over our long trade line. Okay, so we broke over our long trade line, and I said, so I still have my long scalp open. We break this, my long scalp goes bye-bye, and we find 3,900. My short, I still have my short open, and I'm just watching this, right? So I will add more to my short if we do fall underneath here. We're still downtrending on my ADX. So the ADX is still in the downward motion. We still have broken out bullish right here. So we've broken out bullish still on our, we have a bull break over here still on this, on the MACD, on the bubble chart. So the bubble chart MACD is still showing us in the bull break, which is, you know, a bullish signal that we are getting from the bullish charts. So this thing would have to roll over. In order for this to roll over, you know, and give us a false signal right here where I'd have to adjust the bull break line now because, you know, this is held the twice before here. But, you know, things change, indicators change, trends change. So, you know, we might have moved up this a little higher. So we'll have to watch where this rolls over. If this does end up rolling over pretty hard anywhere in this local vicinity, I'll just have to take this dump line and this dump zone. I'll have to move this dump line up, and that'll just have to be our new standard. That'll be our new standard for a dump area. Okay. Now over here on their MACD, I'm sorry, on RSI, our RSI bubble charts, we went up. Now this is the true break point, is when you get way up here. This is truly bullish. Okay, you got to be over 50 to be bullish, especially on the daily. So it's a little bit higher. The threshold's a little bit higher here on the 12-hour, but I like to be over the 50 line on the 12-hour. So I'm much higher on the 12-hour. So we never quite made it up into this the bullish rejection box area. We peaked over. We rolled all the way back down. All right. One of the charts we're looking at. Right, I kind of get this. Here's my, this is one of my charts I have pulled up over here. Right, there it is. Something I'm looking at right here. Just this is the basic rising wedge pattern. Here's our A, B, C, D, E. Right, it's still, this still cannot be confirmed, but this could still possibly be a 5 wave. You know, if we hold the wedge here, right? So it's very simple. Right, I'm looking to hold the wedge. Right, if we hold the wedge and bounce, I will add to my long. Right, if we break the wedge, I will short to 3,600 target. Right, 3,600 double top support. Right, so that's pretty much all my play is right here. Right, and now if we do run up, you know, this is going to move down. So in a couple hours, where are we at? Of course, this is covering. Ooh. So we're about to close out our 12-hour candle here in 30 minutes. So 30 minutes, we're going to close out our 12-hour candle, and we're going to end up with this double top right here. All right, so we've got a double top on our 12-hour there. All right, which is pretty vicious. Now let's go over and take a look at our daily. Let's peek at our daily. Inside bar, creating another inside bar. I mean, just look at this, inside bar of an inside bar, right? So this is, you've got a inside bar inside of a bar inside of an inside of a bar here, which is pretty crazy with a bearish candle. So this is all kind of stacked, and when I look at this, it's hard not to look at this as a rising wedge right here. This is still a rising wedge. We still haven't been able to break out of this rising wedge. So we came up, you know, pretty moondicular right here. Fell out, tried to pull up, couldn't do it. Tried to pull up, couldn't do it. And I'm still thinking, you know, if we go up because of the exhaustion on the volume, you just look at the volume profile. This looks like the bulls are just becoming exhausted, and they can't really continue on with this. And this is on a higher time frame. That's on the daily. You know, you go down to the 12-hour. This is extremely bearish with this massive spinning top candle right there, right? I mean, I would have been a little bit perturbed if this spinning top would have got completely blown out. Now, if this retraces a little bit down to 3,900, which is our next target, we already had that pulled up over there, right? So if you look over there, where are we at? 3,970, right? 3,970 area. So, like, you know, come down, test 3,970, this little area of confluence in here. You got all these closes in here. Come on down here, test the 39 area, and then bounce up. That would be good, right? But right now, I kind of can see a 1, 2, 3, 4, trying to pull a 5 wave. But if this is my 3 wave right here, this is kind of a horrific 3 wave. Very stubby 3 wave. Looks like it would possibly, if anything, put in like a truncated, truncated 5 here. But this doesn't look good. Okay, so you see your volume, once again, capitulation volume over the longer trend, downtrend, 6 hour. Now you had good volume profile here, but globally, this is still descending volume. Starting here, still wicking lower, 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 lower. So the volume is still stair-stepping down, even though you had this nice volume. With this candle, we needed it to break this range to reset this into this entire macro movement right here. So looking at this macro movement, you had a micro bullish push, but then the macro trend is still bearish right there. We're going to take a look at the 4 hour. Same thing. Look at the 4 hour, shows it a lot better than the other time frames do, right? You see this just long bearish trend is running down right here. This long bearish trend that's just running south. Okay, so I just don't like this. Now look at how well our Gaussian trend line is working here, right? Boom, perfect, right? And then you go like this. Oh, look at that, just money, right? That's nice and pretty right there. But actually, you know, on this right here, we're still a little bit high, so we're going to move that off right there. Right, on the 4 hour, we got to play our wicks, so we're going to play our wicks right there, and we're still a little bit off, right? You know, you're down. You might have to move this down a little bit more to break through, but I think, you know, you're going to move it over because you're probably going to have to kick another candle out in order to run this up, right? And this E wave, right? If you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. It really does, right? 1, 2, 3. Is that an A, B, C? And then this is a double top failure wave, right? This was trying to push a 3 wave. So what this kind of looks like is looks like a failed 3 wave right here. This looks like a failed wave 3, right? 2, 3. And then it just, that was it. It just failed. It was trying to go higher. It was trying to do this, right? So this is what it was trying to do. It was trying to, like, this was the internal 3 wave right here. So let me show you how that would work. So this is what it tried to do, right? This is what it was trying to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? But what ended up happening in here is it looks like it went, so here was your 1, 2, 3, right? This was trying to be 4, and then that was it, and that was 5 right there. So you ended up with a truncated 5 wave of this 5th wave. That's what that looks like to me. So this looks like a truncated 5. Truncated 5. Right? Truncated 5 of wave 5. Right? So far, this kind of looks like a truncated 5 of wave 5 right here. We stretch this out. Make it bigger. Sorry, I have to put all this in the members. Area. Okay. So that looks like that, and then this would create an E wave, and this is usually what E waves do. So failure E waves, usually what they like to do is they'll come back and they'll test this trend line again. So failure E waves love to come test this trend line. Okay, they love to come down here, and what they're going to do is this thing's going to come right down here. It's going to just bang on this trend line until it breaks, right? So it might hit the trend line, and let's go here. So it might bang and then try to get bang, and then maybe up again and then bang, and then they eventually just fall out of the trend line right there. So E waves are failure waves that look to test the trend line or wedge line. They will often one to 3 times before breaking. Right. How I just did that. All right, let's just redo this here. All right. Okay, so now this is not Ben, so we haven't, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of this, get rid of this. Okay, so now we have not violated this as a wave 5 though. So this still hasn't been violated as a wave 5, all right? This. Wave 5 yet until it breaks the what is that? 3960. 3960. This is the top of the wave 1. Oh, wave 1 of wave 5. Till this is broken, you can still have a wave 5 of wave C up. Okay. Oh, let's measure that area. And I'm going to put on an array. I just want to plop that there. Boop. All right, let's do this first. Okay. All right. And that's it. That's all I got so far for everybody. That is it. Let's look over at the daily, and sorry, there's the dailies right there. So there's the daily. Still same thing, double top on the daily, right? Still falling out. Now this can bounce, come all the way up, and then what it'll do is it'll make a bearish candle inside of here. So it'll still be engulfing, so it'll actually engulf this. It'll just squeeze itself up here, and then it'll actually turn into some sort of and we're gonna put out a weekly candle. Ooh, like this is not a good weekly candle. This is not a good weekly candle. If this weekly candle, right? So this weekly candle cannot turn red, or the bulls are okay. All right, there you go. Now look at how close we are on this weekly. We're so close. We're so close, right? There's baby bull Jesus right there, just waiting. We're so close on this, okay? So, we just have to play this out. There's nothing you can do. It's just a waiting game, right? It's just a waiting game. So you're parked here, waiting for this to break the wedge, waiting for this to break 39.60, or you're waiting for this to re-break. Right now, let's do this. So let's just get a game plan, right? We'll do a game plan right here. Okay. So the best best game plan is to wait until you have a confirmed break of the lower wedge, then 39.60, right? Or you break and close over the double top at 42.68, at 4268 with volume. Right. Okay, and the reason for this is that the wedge will and can bouncy, 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 right? All right, so there you go. With wedge break, you cannot count wicks. Correct. It has to be a candle close. So it has to be a candle close below this. It has right. So yep, good job, Jan. That's correct. Okay, there goes that. There goes that. There goes that. There goes that. All right. I like to have at least a 4-hour close. I prefer 4-hour. I like to have I like to have a 4-hour confirmation. Candle. I mean, you can't use like a 1 minute or 2 minute because there's no such thing as a wick with like a 1 minute.